Hello, geeks and gamers, and welcome back to Choose My Own Adventure, the weekly ongoing series in which my wife, Mrs. Geeky,
Hello.
chooses my adventure through the Soulsborne franchise. We have been doing our Dark Souls 1 playthrough with our Dexy girl here. Um,
Her name
in
Clary.
Indeed. Um, in the last episode, we ventured into the painted world of Ariamis, made our way through most of it. We're actually getting ready to go fight the boss of the area. But before that, we're going to piss off a dragon.
That's always fun. Did his head just fall off?
Yes.
What?
Nah, I think it's one of his wings.
Oh, okay, I see that now.
It's an undead dragon. Zombie dragon.
So.
And the best way to fight him is you come and you give him, some big pokes. Oh god, I should have only done one poke. Can you
He's vomiting on you? The fuck is that?
Yes. I'm toxic. This immediately went bad. Now I'm toxic, and I'm pretty sure we didn't have any blooming purple. Nope. Right, yeah, who would you put? So the best way to deal with him, though, is you go to either side, and I need to stop doing more than one. You basically just sit here and you run back and forth. You give him a big old poke, or a slash, or a slam, whatever you're using, and it baits him to doing his vomit breath on that side.
But are you doing anything to him? Yep. By poking him?
Yeah.
I feel like you're just
right side.
If that was an actual dragon and you're poking him with this little, you've got a toothpick. You're irritating him.
Yes, with my toothpick. Quite a bit of damage. Let's go over here and we poke. And then he turns his head over here.
Where's his,
Oh, he tried for a slam that time.
Where's his bar?
Close his head. See?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, we still have quite a few pokes to go here. See here and I can probably get 2 or 3 pokes. Yeah, he's doing his breath to the middle. Now he's going to come that way. So where's he going now? See if we can bait him to do it. Nope. I was going to see if I can get him to do it in the middle that way. Oh, he did it in the middle. Oh shit.
You got greedy.
Yeah, but it's okay, it worked out. He's dead. Alright. Just like that. Boom, 5k souls. Not a lot. But, let's see what goodies we have.
The proud man.
Dragon scales.
You can go to Dragonland.
Yes. Now, dragon scales allow you to upgrade dragon-based weapons. Same thing. So, there is a glitch that, for whatever reason, even here in the remaster, they did not fix. And that's if you do... Oh shit, not that. Well, now my character won't do it. If you do a jump slam attack, she won't do it.
So how do we get past it?
She won't do the same attack. Well, you're not actually going this way. If you remember correctly, near the end of the last episode, we actually opened up a doorway by going down into the...
So if we're not going that way, what's the point of eating the dinosaur, the dragon?
Just to do it. Just to get the souls.
Dragon Slayer.
Instead of walking all the way back, I'm going to go back to the bonfire before I continue. But no, just to do it. Because why not? See, how much does it take to level up? More than I'm gonna have. I'm pretty sure the soul items that we have are not going to accumulate to that much. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think we got it. Look, someone put a summon sign down.
To fight the dragon?
No, more than likely just to go through the area. But we've already been through the area, so I'm not going to waste his time. What are we putting it in?
Endurance.
You and you're keeping everything exactly even. It's just so different from how I play.
So,
Big poke.
you missed. I don't know how that killed him.
Don't.
Sparta! Sorry, that was a lot better than I planned.
Yeah, you see the white fun door. Red. Now, if you don't want to go through all that, you can absolutely defeat that dragon. Do the big plunging attack on the dragon's ass that's there. And it will... What happens, what's supposed to happen is that he stands up for some reason. And then after that...
For some reason, you poked him in the ass.
But then after that, you are able to basically shortcut the majority of the area because you're able to just drop down. You're able to just drop down right there, right in front of this Baraniki Knight.
Gotcha. So, I like how his
big enemies.
His shield makes it look like he is a big fan of Yosemite Sam.
What?
You didn't see his shield.
Can't remember if there was guys there. Alright. Here she is.
Oh.
This is Priscilla. We're going to talk to her first.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not.
Didn't we do this?
Thou hast misstepped into this world.
No, we haven't
Plunged
talked
down from the plank.
Oh, we're gonna fight her?
If thou seekest,
But we've seen her already, haven't we?
No.
shall be
You may have
rewarded.
seen her in another one of my playthroughs.
Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee,
Bitch, get out my
plunge
home.
down from the plank and hurry home.
Yeah, that's basically what she's saying is, hey, I understand that you might have come here accidentally, so I'm giving you the chance to fuck off, even though you've killed all my denizens. Now, if I had a better weapon for it, we can cut off the little fuzzy tail to get a badass weapon. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with this weapon. So her fight is a gimmick. She immediately turns invisible after we start the fight. Makes it really hard to fight her. The idea is to, there's snow here on the ground. So as she's invisible, her snow prints come out.
Yeah.
It's still really hard to figure out exactly where she is, just from that though. And she can be kind of a tough fight. But not incredibly tough, so we're going to see how it goes.
I expected as much from thee.
Yeah, I did not do near as much damage as I wanted to.
Thine death.
Yeah, we're essentially just gonna run around. Look for her right here. Nope. Shit. See, it's even a bit harder for me since you're using the headphones. Got her. And if you do enough damage, she smacks you in the face. If you do enough damage, she becomes visible again. So, you're gonna notice, obviously, a massive cut from in the middle of the fight to, we've won. And that is because an accident happened, and we clipped the software here, and it turned off the recording. We noticed it pretty immediately, but by that point, it was a bit too late. I was already in the middle of the fight, and you know how Dark Souls is. It saves pretty rapidly. So we defeated her, my first try. I mean, you guys could probably have seen during that fight I wasn't doing too bad. So you just have to take my word for it. First tried it. So she is a completely optional fight. You don't have to fight her at all. You could have just said, okay, and walked back.
That's why.
You've seen me fight her before, I'm sure.
Is that what it is? Because you're about to yeet yourself off this
not even
bridge.
yeet, it's kind of...
You're about to...
I like how this is...
Black Widow yourself.
Jesus. Too soon. But I like how this is the chosen undead. He's just like... Or she's just like, alright, I'm just gonna trust this crossbreed to yeet myself off of here.
And I like how you just fall out of the painting.
Yep.
But it would have been better if you literally fell. Like you come like tucking and rolling it.
Or just slam on the ground.
I like how it's kind of tilted too, so you literally like it's angled to where you
just
kind of fall out of it.
I wonder what would happen. I'm curious. I'm gonna do an experiment real quick. What would happen if I use this? Is it gonna send me?
Homeward bound.
I'm gonna see if it is it gonna send me to the one inside the painting, because you can come back and fight her even after you leave. Nope, it takes me here. But I think that's only if you haven't beaten her yet. So we can take a look at her soul real quick. Soul of Priscilla the Crossbreed, trapped inside the painted world of Ariamis. And that's it. No. Use the soul to a crossbreed of this crossbreed bastard child, and an antithesis to all life, to acquire a huge amount of souls or create a unique weapon. Which we're gonna go and use because I don't care about boss weapons.
12,000. I guess it's a huge amount.
So we'll probably do, like, right before we get to Gwen, kind of do like a recap of lore, just to make sure that, you know, because this is tough even if you aren't really into the lore, or are really into the lore, to understand the lore. So we'll have like a lore recap, but it is highly suggested that she, not even suggested, she is a half-breed, meaning she is part dragon. So she is part dragon. I do believe the lore, it's that she is Guinevere's daughter, and that the father is Seath the Scales. That's the thoughts. So she is basically half dragon, half god.
Yeah.
She is the antithesis to all life because she was the originator of an ability because of her crossbreedness called Life Hunt. Basically, her scythe that she was using, which you can use to create if you use her weapon, her soul. Basically, anytime you hit somebody with it, it absorbs their HP and gives it to you. And the gods feared her because of that, so they locked her away in this painting.
Gotcha.
Okay, so from here, we have a multi-directional pathway that we could take. We could go to the library, and it's the library / prison of Seath the Scaleless. We could go back to the forest, where we fought the Moonlight Butterfly and do the last half of that. We could go into the underground and fight Nito's servants down there, and eventually fight Nito. Or we could go into New Londo, which, in order to really go into New Londo to complete that, we would have to go to the... so, three directions right now. We could go...
Go to
Sith,
forest.
Want to go to the forest?
And finish it.
Alright, in that case, before we do that, let's go ahead and get our... We should have two ones.
So, let's round out our vitality and our dexterity. Sorority.
You think it's Sorora Titty?
O R O T I T.
Undead Parish? Trying to think of what's the best route to get there, and yeah. And like in the later in Dark Souls 2 and 3, where you can just warp to any bonfire. There's only select bonfires in this one that you can warp to. So I'm pretty sure, what do we have our weapon at? It's at a +3, because it needed Twinkle. So...
Twinkle, twinkle.
Hmm?
Twinkle, twinkle.
So more than likely, the souls that we accumulate down here will probably go ahead and well, obviously I'll leave it up to you. We can pump it into that last bit of endurance, or use those accumulated souls that we're about to be getting to hopefully fully max out our spear here. So I want to say twinkling weapons max out at +5.
Now, clean and glow. Let your crown shine. I still feel like that's a weird thing to have glowy flowers that don't do anything.
It's less of that they don't do anything, and more of, at least the way I see it, to orient yourself for something that happens later. Which we're pretty soon going to get the first bit of. It's the access to the DLC that we'll do. I'll let you decide when we do it. We have to do it before we fight the final boss, Gwyn. Because this game doesn't give you the option to continue. It's pretty much just, bam, you go straight to the New Game Plus. The other two games give you the option of when to start. Ooh, we have Twinkling. Give you the options of when to start New Game Plus.
And New Game Plus is just you start over with everything you already have.
Start over with all of your weapons and level. The only time in my mind that it has been made worth it is Dark Souls 2, because Dark Souls 2 actually changes shit in New Game Plus. There's new enemies, there's harder enemies, the boss fights change to incorporate different harder things. It's an actual, like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
Whereas this one and Dark Souls 3 does, and I think this does too, it gives you more powerful equipment. So like you might find a ring in this one, but in New Game Plus that ring will be like its +3 variant, making it a better ring. And you cannot upgrade rings. You just have to find the better variant of it. Can you fucking not? Don't make me parry your ass. Come here. Fucking take my spear right in your tit. Now give me your weapon. No idea why he's down here. Considering they are meant to be, or they're supposed to be the Black Knights, they're demon hunters. There's no demons down here. I have no idea why he's here. This path leads to a back entrance into something that we're not going into yet.
Why?
Because it leads to New Londo. We're not going to Luna. New Londo, not Blue Londo. We are going to go fight a multi-headed beast. That can be a bit of a pain in the dick to beat, but we'll do our best.
Fluffy?
What? No, it's not a dog.
Oh.
but same mythology.
So it's a Hydra.
Indeed, it is a Hydra. Oh, but first we're gonna go.
Enough with the head slicing thing.
Just before we go fight the Hydra, we're actually gonna go. We're gonna go meet up with a friend.
An actual friend.
No, I mean he is cool, but he doesn't really like us. So we're gonna go. Some crystal bones here. One already aggroed. So this is fuck me. I don't know why I wasn't rolling. I was mashing the bitch out of the B button.
Is he using like a dragon claw?
Dragon tooth. So this. Fuck. I could parry him. This is Havel the Rock. I don't actually think it is Havel, personally. I think it's one of his minions. God damn, I
You're trying to use
parry timing.
a dinner plate to parry a dragon tooth.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Clearly.
It will. There we go. Okay. So, after I beat him here, well... Okay, so... Havel... Well, let's read his ring. Which is a very good ring. We're not going to use it because we don't need to right now. Alright, so this ring was named after Havel the Rock, Wordwind's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and to carry a heavier load. So, I don't think that was actually Havel, personally. Now, it is suggested we did get his armor. Yeah. Armor worn by Havel the Rock's warriors, carved from solid rocks. Tremendous weight is matched only by its defensive prowess. Havel's warriors never flinched or retreated from battle. Those unfortunate enough to face them were inevitably beat to a pulp. Then I know we also got his weapon. Created from an everlasting dragon tooth, legendary great hammer of Havel the Rock. Dragon tooth will never break. So in one of them, and I can't remember what it is that it talks about it, but it is said that Havel was locked away by a dear old friend, with the thought being that he had started to lose his sanity due to going hollow. And so he was locked away. The dear old friend, people were thinking, was probably Gwyn's firstborn. Also could have been Ornstein. But that leads people to think that, oh, this is Havel the Rock, because he was locked down here. You need a key to be able to open that door. I don't think that was actually Havel. My personal theory, I don't think we actually meet the real Havel until Dark Souls 3. I think that this one was simply one of his knights. Like I said, we will, I think, get a little bit more clarity in Dark Souls 3 of who I think the real Havel is. I'm also of an idea that wasn't the real Ornstein that we fought either. And again, when we play Dark Souls 3, I'll go into that a little bit more. I think the random generator decided that Dark Souls 3 was our next one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with this dude, you're saying, like, he's supposed to be... Or, you're not saying it, the thingy said it, that he was, like, big guy's right-hand dude, like, main soldier, and it was just, like, some random stuck in a closet?
Not his main soldier. His main, like, right hand was Ornstein. Ornstein was the captain of his guard. This guy was just one of the 4 knights. But it was, like I said, it was that he had started to, what most people are saying or thinking, that he had started to turn hollow from the curse that Lord
Jesus.
Gwyn put down.
These aren't the same guys we fought earlier, because
No.
they were stone last time.
Yes, these are crystal golems. They are creations of Cephas. So who it is that locked him away is up to debate. Some people think it was Gwyn, some people think it was Ornstein, some people think it was Gwyn's firstborn. You're being annoying, dude.
Oh.
And I'm dead. No anything after that. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh, but still. Okay, hurry.
This just reminds me of the really bad CGI'd episode of Hercules with like Kevin Sorbo and the lady just comes out of the water, or the Hydra comes out of the water, and it's like totally bad CGI, but still wonderful because Kevin Sorbo.
Yes. So this fight is super duper annoying because you can only hit him whenever he drops his head down like this. You can't go out too far because there's a sheer drop off into fuck you though.
So like an actual 8.
Now, but you also can't go too far back because if you do, he'll start shooting you with his water beams, and as we saw, those are damaging as motherfuckers.
But this is not a proper Hydra. His heads aren't growing back.
Yeah, well,
Or two heads aren't growing back.
well, because I chopped off 2 heads.
Okay, so 4 heads should be growing back.
But see, this is when it becomes
6
annoying.
heads. There's 6 heads.
Oh, I chopped off 4 heads. See, this is when it becomes annoying because getting to his heads. And what I might need to do is equip. So, if you remember correctly, I told you, hey, there's this really nifty keen ring that we got. This one? And I was like, oh, it's going to become useful later because it allows you to not lose mobility when you're in like things like this.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to run freely and hopefully get over to a head and give it a nice big poke. Give it a nice hokey pokey.
Turn it all back.
Indeed. Okay, we almost got
To be
him.
addicted to the hokey pokey, better turn myself around.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's gonna think that. There we go. He's down.
I feel like there should have been some like massive waves. Nothing.
No, you would think.
Slight ripples in the water.
So we got a dragon scale, but then we also got this. Magic crown-shaped ring was granted to the Princess of Dusk of Ulasil on her birth. The ring stone allows its wearer to cast additional magics at the cost of 1/2 of your HP. So, one would think, oh look, that's it. Now, you know, we beat it. Now we just go, right? But 9.
Pretty waterfall.
Keep like this kind of waterfall in mind for something at this point still pretty far in the future we can do. So now we're gonna go back here. Actually, if I remember correctly, because the game is weird. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do this. So I have to quit out of the game and then reload it.
Wait, what?
The game is weird, and for some reason, it doesn't just auto do this. You have to do this. You have to quit out of the game and reload it. It's recording. Why would you do that?
For future reference, we can pause it. We don't have to completely stop the recording.
You know, you're recording, and so now you're going to like listen and edit things out like that. Look at it that way. I was talking about that. You're gonna have fun editing this one, and it's supposed to go up in 2 days.
Guess that's what I'll do when I get done with it.
So yeah.
You just rise up out of the water.
So we needed this guy to spawn, and I guess it has something to do with like the Hydra being here. The game doesn't want to spawn it, so after you beat the Hydra, you have to close out so the game refreshes itself. But now we gotta defeat this guy. Ow. So yeah, as we can see,
He jumped this. He's not crystal, he's gold.
yeah. And then after we beat him,
There's a person inside of him. Hello.
It is thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulasil,
we just picked up her ring.
age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. Is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this approval. Would this be of assistance to thee? My heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond.
Okay, so there might be another weird edit there. I'm not sure. My wife decided to experiment by hitting one of the buttons down here.
He shouldn't let me sit. He stole my chair. He stole the comfy chair, and therefore I ended up in front of the computer.
So I'm not sure if the full conversation with Dusk happened there, but basically she's saying that she was locked away inside of that crystal golem.
Right.
And by me telling her, hey, I'll help you, it now makes her summon sign pop up over here. And she sells some unique sorceries and the things of the light. Yeah, you can see it shining away right there.
What the summon say?
Yeah, this summons up this Dusk.
Like the time of day or person?
Literally the person we just got done talking to.
Oh, that's her name?
Yes, she is Dusk of Ulasil.
Oh,
It is
the
an
ring, the
honor
princess.
To see thee again. I shall follow thine wishes.
See, we can learn her gesture, the proper bow. And like I said, she sells some unique sorceries.
For a very long time, I was trapped within the crystal golem. From my home I was taken, banished to a plane of distortion. It was there that thou came to my rescue, long after I had relinquished all hope.
And that's
So
what
gleeful
apparently
was
you're
I,
trying to ask Alexis.
my faith renewed. If thou art in need,
So she will
summon me again.
become integral when we do the DLC.
Okay.
Because she is from a town called Ulasil. And that is where we will go for the DLC.
Gotcha.
But for now,
Those weird ass names.
actually, for now, since I am out of heals, I'm gonna homeward bone right on back to get those heals. Okay. Now we'll head back down where the Hydra was. He is an mini boss kind of thing. So he's one of the very few things that do not respawn after you kill it. Same thing with like the Black Knights, the Baraniki Knights. I don't think.
Okay, what?
Well, no, they didn't. Just the one that was the first one that we fought. However, these guys do respawn. I mean, now we don't have a Hydra shooting at him from behind.
I thought that was them until you got to the lake, and I was like, oh, that's not them.
You. Hi, Clemmy. Big pokes. Swing and a miss. Gotta learn that distancing, man. So yeah, now we're gonna go up the waterfall. Like a trout. Or we're gonna use the ladder.
Do a ladder.
Very well hidden ladder.
That's fine.
I wouldn't say very well.
I was gonna say
but
it's not well hidden.
But now, don't need this rain on, so we put this back on.
Wait, is that not the one that breaks when you take it off?
Yeah. That's the backward. It's also the world's longest ladder. Actually, there's a ladder in Dark Souls 3 that's way longer.
What were we playing? I was playing something that was like the ladder kept going and going and going.
Did you guys about it?
Yeah. But I don't think, because except for that one short little time of 8 hours that I played Dark Souls. I guess it could have been Dragon Age. Maybe. I don't know.
So you remember that big glowing door that was in the forest? That I was like, oh, we'll come back to this. Yes? No?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're now on the other side of it.
Ah.
Now. So we just have more of these guys to fight. We should get to Sif in this episode. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I thought there was an item on the ridge, but not so there. Since I made the decision of, hey, we're gonna pick up all of the items. Oh god, we're getting bum rushed.
A dandelion.
Definitely not dandelion.
What's the point to you?
Wrong dandelion.
No, that's the only dandelion. Except apparently his name is Yapir.
I almost ran right off the cliff. Oh shit. Oh, I got invaded by an actual person.
Uh-huh. You act like this is the first time that's happened.
It's not. Oh, there he is. No. Hello. I'll give you a wave. You're gonna punch me in the gut while I'm doing it. Really, dude? This is the game we're playing? He's waving at you,
no.
giant dad.
No, he is 12. He is a 12-year-old little boy. And he's sitting at home and he's like, fuck sportsmanship. Stab this guy directly in the stomach.
I don't know what's happening right now. I literally, I don't know what's going on. Everybody else is seeing this, right?
You died.
I don't know what was going on. I was literally laying into him, and no damage was happening. And then he was in front of me, but got a backstab.
And that's like, get good.
Maybe it was lag on somebody's part. Maybe he was cheating. I don't know.
Can
No. Well, now we have to go all the way back up the friggin' ladder. For the benefit of the doubt, going to assume that it was lag. But there was one point that I literally slammed my spear into his side like 5 times and no damage possible.
This sandstorm over there is like water.
What?
Can you not see like this sudden burst of smoke? Oh, and then I guess it's just fog.
Or pollen. We're in Texas.
That's not in Texas. Last I checked, when I go outside, I do not run into crystal golems.
Not golems. Golems. Golem is legal.
What's the golem's name in Dragon Age? Who becomes your best friend?
Shale?
Oh, right, because it's a type of stone.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, remember this waterfall. It's gonna be a while before I tell you, hey, remember when I told you to remember this? 'Cause here it is.
You're too watchable. That terribly doesn't look like water.
Well, this game came out in 2012 and then was slightly remastered 2 years ago now. I think it was 2018. Okay, so let's go back this way. You not?
He's thinking not, and he just like falls over.
He's like, sure.
I'm sorry.
My bad, dude.
Just trying to think. Maybe it's Maleficent. There's a movie that has creatures like that. It might be Maleficent. I wonder if now that... I mean, I would like to think if they have Mistress of Evil, now they should have the first one.
Poked him through a tree. Oh, there are so many.
Said if we don't get you with our whippy whips, we'll get you with our allergens.
Ow. Just you now, buddy. And this one's like, I'm enough. I'm about to be upset if I lost the 18k souls that I have here. Oh no, it was about 19k. Damn. Come on. I hate that they have until their animation stops, they've got
Well,
they got
yeah.
iframes.
They're not even fully, like, there yet. You can't...
I mean, when I roll out of bed, people want me to do stuff immediately. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot you guys were here.
They're not here, though.
There's
There's 2 people.
I could We're gonna go talk to the cat.
There's a cat.
There's a cat.
And
Not quite as cool as the cat. Well, the only cool points that the cat gets in Dark Souls 2 is that she's voiced by the same woman that voices Ghost.
Mm.
Yes. I'm gonna skip through her dialogue because if I join her, then it stops these guys from attacking. But we can talk to her.
She has a covenant. She's a cat.
And here, if thou wearest that, if mine sense fend them off, sir, I shall summon others, who thou shalt receive great a true, but thou must heed the golden. The clan is thine own family. Darest not in any attempt to double cross.
So basically, she is, instead of going back through her dialogue, she is the guardian of this forest. And her people, these guys, are her people that help her guard it, basically. So now that we're in their government, now that we're in their covenant, they want out of this. And this is a PvP covenant, meaning if I put that ring on that she gave me, I would be summoned here. Which I think is what the guy that I got invaded by was, because he was blue. I'm assuming he got brought here by the covenant. So yeah, if you remember this door, we were coming through here to go fight the Moonlit Butterfly, and I said, hey, this door on the other side is, it says something, but we'll take care of that later. Well, this is taking care of it. We went around it. Instead of spending the massive amount of souls that it takes to buy the item that I want. Though we'll probably still go read the description of it, because I think it does give some more. Alright, so... Shit, I only have one Estus. This is probably not going to be the best idea. Trying to consider what's the best route to go here. We might go back now that we have, and that's the armor of those stone golems that we were fighting before. Heavy as fuck armor.
Alright guys, and anybody who is actually listening to this audio, we don't have tiny hammers in the background. It just started raining really bad. And in the headphones it definitely sounds like a bunch of tiny hammers in the background. Yes. Because that's why I was like, is that in the audio? But no, it's the raindrops on the wall right here.
Excuse me while I murder tiny mushrooms.
That's rude. They're adorable.
Yeah, but their parents are definitely not.
They look like adipose with hats on.
What?
Don't act like you didn't watch that episode.
Of what?
The Doctor Who episode.
Oh, I don't remember what.
The little fat cells.
Oh.
So they look like adipose with little hats on. Which technically adipose are actually fat cells.
Yeah, these guys, if you let them punch you, will nearly one-shot you. If not, just completely one-shot you. But, caveat to that, they're slow.
Yay.
And they drop gold pine resin, which is nice. Open the goddamn box. Enchanted Ember. So, we can read that real quick. Ember required for weapon ascension. The enchanted ember is a form of sorcery, is a vestige of the lost land of Lucia. Sorcerer's enchanted weapons of So, this is all building up to something we'll get to later. All these small little hints and such. But, because, once again, I don't have any, we're going to pop on back. And then we... I don't think we have enough time in this episode to take her on.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we'll have to probably do that in the beginning of the next episode. But before we do that, are we going to go ahead and spend these souls to get another level, or do we want to hold off and use them for hopefully upgrading our weapon?
Just level us up.
Go with that last one in endurance.
Uh-huh.
Wait, shit, I hit the wrong button. Well, since we're doing this, do we want to go ahead and strengthen this bonfire to give me plus 10, or take on the next boss with 5?
No. Let's strengthen. Because every time you say, this boss is no problem, it turns out to be a
I
problem.
wouldn't say that she's not a problem. I'm confident that I can beat her on my first try. Doesn't mean that I won't crank the rest.
Yeah, you also said that about Lava Monster.
Yeah, but he has a gimmick that's supposed to work.
Keyword being supposed to.
Okay. So there we go. I mean, we still made headway in this episode. I was hoping to get to Sith, but stuff didn't happen. I got invaded, and, you know. So, if you did enjoy today's episode of Choose My Own Adventure, be sure to do all those things that the YouTubers ask you to do. And of course, you can find my wife at her channel.
You can find me at Ashley Lynn. The channel will be linked in the description bar below, as it always is, because I like to plug myself because I edit these videos. I just, let's see what went up this week.
Our tag
Friday, we just went up, we put up a Harry Potter tag video, which actually features Geeky Gamer here as well. So yeah, check it out.
And until next time,
Game on.